Hello everyone and welcome to episode 192 of the Xbox Hall of Gamers podcast. This week I am joined by Shane.
Me. Hi.
And that's it. It's just Shane and I'm Matt as always. This week there's a little bit of news. There's a few things going on. We've been playing a few games. But yeah, we're getting into that time of the year. People are thinking about like Game of the Year discussions and Christmas parties, and most of the big releases are out. So really curious to see kind of what's going to go on in the next month. But usually it's pretty quiet. Most of the stuff I don't think. Do we have a lot of big December releases? I don't think so. Like there was a couple. I think what they had Indiana Jones last year. I think it was, and that was the one that I was like I was sure wasn't going to come out in December, but it did.
Yeah, usually Call of Duty comes out and it's just downhill from here.
Pretty much, right? Yeah. Yeah, from what I've seen, it seems to be Call of Duty is leading the charge on bringing the games industry down. So,
oh boy!
As always, we do the show live on Twitch. Xbox Hall of Gamers is a place to find us. So come hang out in the chat. We try to interact with as much as we can with the chat as we're recording. So yeah, definitely chuck your comments in there, and we'll try and read them out. But let's get into some community questions. We have a couple of them this week, which is great. We got one here from Red Ninja Dan, who says, what are your guys' most anticipated game next year that you're looking forward to? For him, it's Monster Hunter 3, Stories 3. He's played the first two when they originally came out, and is going to be replaying them when they come to Xbox, which I think they're doing that collection. They did this collection this week.
Yeah, I was about to say just came out.
Yeah, really love the story games. They're based on the Pokemon game if Nintendo cared and put more effort in. Yeah, it's fair. That's what I've heard, is that they kind of have that sort of Pokemon
fair
capture the monster kind of thing going on, which, you know, seems to be very popular these days. They should be careful because, you know, if you're capturing them and battling them, then Nintendo's going to come after you. So,
good lord.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about next year. I mean, a lot of stuff got delayed into 2026, right? But I'm trying to think of if I think about it now without looking up a list, is there anything that springs to mind for you?
Way ahead of you. I already looked up a list. I don't even think of it. Oh, Deus Ex Remastered. I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah, fair. Yep, that's a good one. Yeah, for sure.
Resident Evil 9, I'm sure will be good. There's another Coffee Talk game. People love those.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that James Bond game actually looks pretty cool.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's that. You know what? I'm super on board for that. Morning, Cameron. Thank you for joining us.
Are amazing.
Yeah, James Bond looks really good. I'm excited to see more about Fable, even though I'm very worried about the state that it's going to be in.
Is that ever coming out?
But I hope so, right? At this stage, I just kind of want to see it. Like, I kind of want to be done with it. I don't know what... I mean, I guess with Forza Horizon 6, we're hearing more about soon as well, right? That's probably next year. But they didn't even give a release date.
Please give us signs of life.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah,
exactly. Well, with how things have been going in the industry recently, seeing signs of life of a game is usually better than not. Hey, thank you for resubscribing, Admiral. Man, 31 months. That's insane. Yeah, I know, right? We voting. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just trying to think like you know, I always get to that thing where I'm like, oh, there's nothing coming out next year. But I think next year is actually looking pretty packed in terms of just like because of all the things that got delayed out of this year.
Yeah, which is funny because now they have to re-dodge Grand Theft Auto again.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
They just can't get away from that game.
Which is really unfortunate for them. Although Devolver did say that they were going to make sure that, you know, they had original plans for releasing a game on the same day as GTA 6, and then they came out and said, "Don't worry, we're making sure to move the release date for this game to the same day as GTA 6's new release date." So
that's so trolly. I love it. Devolvers look great though.
Devolver's fantastic. So. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like super chomping at the bit. I mean, yeah, like I said, Resident Evil 9 will probably be a real banger. I mean, I've enjoyed all of those games for quite a while now. Like 7 and 8 were great. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they keep it.
Well, you know me. Yeah. I'm always playing new games, so I totally know what's coming out.
Yeah, there is that too. Yeah, I have been a lot more focused on my backlog and stuff coming to Game Pass and things like that than super new titles. Although we are getting into the Game of the Year season, so I am... Cameron, Keo, and I made a bit of a list of things that we need to probably look at to see if they go on sale for Black Friday next week. And get done before the end of the year. So I've got like Silent Hill on that list, and probably Hell is Us, and a few bits and pieces, maybe Borderlands 3 or so 4 rather. Yeah, I don't know. It's I'm so busy with stuff this year that next year I haven't even thought about. I don't know, but I'm also thinking like tentpole releases from big studios. Do we have a lot that's kind of in the works at the moment? If we think about like going around, like EA doesn't really have anything, right? They're not doing a new Titanfall. They got Battlefield's already
I
out.
mean, I think besides what Grand Theft Auto, probably Wolverine for
Oh
next
yeah,
year.
Wolverine apparently.
Obviously
Yeah,
not Xbox, but
that's yeah, true, true.
um, God, I don't think I mean, I'm sure we're probably gonna hear about a new Halo soon. That's not the Unreal 5 one.
Yeah, because
I would
right, because
think.
they did. Yeah, they well, the rumor was apparently
But
once they're done with Halo, this one Halo 1 remaster, they're gonna do Halo 2 and 3 remastered or remade or whatever.
yeah,
Which
because they're putting the kibosh on Infinity now, right?
yes, if Infinite is
Yeah,
now getting its last update this year, like
Infinite. That's it.
yeah, next month I
Yeah.
think. So
So
yeah, that's pretty much the end of it, and then they're moving on to whatever Halo 6 is or 7 or whatever they end up calling it.
Halo reboot. It's a
Yeah,
woman now.
Halo reimagined. Yeah. Um,
Yep.
Yeah, but like, there's nothing. I'm like, I have to play this. Obviously, GTA 6 is the first thing that springs to mind for like next year releases. But it is crazy
Mm-hmm.
to think that 2026 is only like a couple months away.
Not even a couple months,
Yeah,
like a
true.
couple weeks.
Yeah, yeah. Oof.
Uh,
Um,
uh.
but Monster Hunter Stories is a good shout, Dan. I've never actually played the series, but I've heard really really good things, so I might check it out now that it's come to Xbox. We also have a question here from what about Tim? What about Tim? Uh, Are there any games that you rushed for either a server closing or leaving Game Pass that you've really loved? Server closures usually not so much. I think most of the time server closures is just usually sitting in boosting lobbies and just playing trash and just like grinding
Yeah,
stuff. Because
you're
again,
hitting it hard.
yeah, you hit it hard. Like again, like something like Anthem, for example, like that server closure. Like I probably would have enjoyed the game a little bit more if I had a bit more time. It didn't feel like I was just like smashing my way through it. But also, that game felt like it was a beta. Felt like it was a beta for a much larger game that never got made. But there's definitely stuff that was leaving Game Pass that I was like, oh, I would never have gotten around to playing this. I'm really glad that I did, and found a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
like
if we're
really
talking about
interesting gems.
the levers, then yeah, there's quite a few
Yeah,
that were like, oh, this is pretty cool. All right, I like this quite a bit. But I am trying to go through my list and like, what's the last game I had to blow through? I know the one that always sticks out for that idea for server closure was the Darwin Project, I think it's called.
oh yeah, that was the sort of rogue
Yeah.
battle royale with like 16 players or whatever, or
Hmm.
yeah, I remember that. And they were like
It was my
different skills
first
and stuff.
battle royale game, and I really enjoyed that actually. I had quite a lot of fun playing that one. There was another one too, like a wizard one. It was a spell
Spellbreak. Yeah,
breaker.
Spellbreak.
Yeah.
Yep, we had all the bots and stuff. That was a
Also,
fun little thing. I'm glad that you didn't have to play against actual people for it, because otherwise that would have been a nightmare.
oh, I did though. See,
Uh,
I'm starting to realize that like I might just like battle royale games like a little
wow,
bit because I had fun
wow.
with both of those quite a bit.
Achievement Hunters kind of like
I'm like,
battle royale
hey, I'm
games. What
actually
the
pretty
fuck are you
good.
talking about?
Yeah, I know. That's why I can't play them that much. I'm not gonna play games for fun. Are you insane?
No, that is
Yeah, it's
nuts.
been a while since I played any of those. I'm going through my list, and I'm back in last October, and just nope. It's been a while,
Yeah, I'm looking at
but
like Game
I'd
Pass
say
levers. I'm like, any of these spring to mind? Like, I've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I hated. Um, Most of the stuff I've been
uh,
a lot more proactive in terms of like stuff leaving Game Pass and be like, no, things come to Game Pass, I'm gonna check it out. And I know you're the opposite, but
I'm trying to be better about it. I've had Keeper and Hades installed on my Xbox. They both joined lately,
nice.
and I'm like, I really want to play these.
You
If
should
I'm
just
going
do
to, I don't
Keeper.
know,
It is
but
not that long of a game. You'll smash through it in enough
yeah, I
time.
know it's not. Cocoon was cool. I really liked that when I played it.
Yeah, Cocoon's amazing.
That and Jasant, very
Yep.
artsy, fun, cool games. Yeah, I bet I could name plenty of games that were leaving Game Pass. And I'm like, oh, I actually think this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chia. I did not enjoy that much. Still Wakes the Deep. I played earlier. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah,
Dodone.
I used to be, yeah, I used to be like, okay, I only play stuff when it's leaving Game Pass, like doing Spice Wars for God's sake. I played that for some reason. Uh,
Oof.
it was, yeah, I did not enjoy that very much. Yeah, like I'm going through my list and being like, yeah, actually, I've been pretty. Oh, Thirsty Suitors was probably the one that I probably enjoyed most recently. That was leaving
Oh,
Game Pass.
that was a good one.
Like surprisingly good. I
Oh, yeah,
put it
there's
off for
mine
a
too.
long time because I was like, I don't really get it. And like I like Annapurna published games usually. They're all, there's usually something interesting going on there. But had a bunch of like S rank skateboard challenges, and I'm like, what the fuck is this game? And to be fair, after you finish it, it still is like, what the fuck is this game? But
It was so neat.
it was very neat, like a very unique, interesting kind of take on a turn-based RPG with very interesting like relationship mechanic stuff. Yeah, I liked it quite a bit. Yeah, what else did I play? I don't know. Spectre Divide, that was a nightmare trying to get that done. I was terrible at that game.
But I think we can agree that usually if we're under rush of server closure, we're not having too much fun.
No, yeah, and even like stuff leaving Game Pass, the reason I've started to be proactive about it is because I just have less time to play anymore, And
Yeah.
and I'm always like, man, like there's some stuff like was it like Blacksmith Master? I think just left Game Pass recently, like yesterday or whatever.
Today, yeah.
Today or yesterday, and I was like, man, like I kind of wanted to play that. Maybe it's not like management games aren't really my thing, but it was the thing of like I probably will not super enjoy this if I just sit there and play this and try to rush through it. So I just didn't, and it's if I really want to pick it up, I guess I will. But the main time constraint game that I've played has been a lot of Ubisoft stuff with like Ubisoft Plus, because I picked that up for a month and try and get through as many games as possible. And so something like Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown was a fantastic game that I probably wouldn't have gotten around to if I didn't have Ubisoft Plus. Skull and Bones was surprisingly good. I know you share that opinion as well.
Hey, yeah. I always try to prop up that game when I get a chance, because it was way more fun than it had any right to be.
Exactly. Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree.
And then they've been having a lot of games that have been coming back, like Evil West.
Yeah, which is nice.
Really I enjoyed playing through that one when it was leaving, and then it just recently came back. So I can go, hey, that's a good one. Everyone should play that. So.
Yeah, exactly. It is nice that they're kind of cycling things back in, and so things aren't just lost forever. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I guess I did Bloodstained when it was leaving the Windows version of that.
What a good game.
Absolutely fantastic game. I mean, I knew that because I'd played it originally, but just fucking...
Yeah, I still only did the Windows version, and I will have a great time doing it. Besides that stupid DLC.
That DLC is awful.
But
yeah.
Besides that, yeah, great game.
I did... Well, Atlas Fallen didn't actually end up leaving Game Pass, but I did do that one. Yeah, I realized I haven't been doing a lot of like leaving Game Pass stuff for quite a while, actually. Yeah, that's an interesting change, because usually I would be all over that stuff, but I'm actually it's nice to be ahead and see the list of, hey, well, this is what leaving, and be like, phew, okay, I don't need to knuckle. I can actually play things I want to play. I don't have to knuckle down on this stuff.
My main issue is I need to start getting to games I want to play that are longer, because I can't fit them in when they're leaving.
Yep,
it's
exactly.
Like Spirity, I took a huge bet on that, and I'll talk about that later, but if that had actually been a 60 to 80 hour, that would be cutting it real close.
Yeah, I looked at it and I was like, fuck, I'm not gonna have time for this. And I mean, I'm glad you got through it, but I don't think I was going to. Yeah, and then we're back to trash that I played a long time ago. So yeah, traditionally I've actually been pretty good about it, but I'm always on the lookout, because like there is a lot of stuff in Game Pass that just gets missed. And I'm trying to be a lot more diligent of like, actually, let's look through the Game Pass list and actually research these games and try them out and see what's good. And even if they're not amazing. But like something I'm playing from Game Pass this week is like one of the most interesting games I've played all year. So like there's definitely a lot of gems in there that people just kind of miss.
I would literally, just before I had to go to a kid's birthday party before the podcast, and I went to, I had some time to burn, so I was just sitting on Game Pass and looking at the more recent games and trailers. And I'm like, oh, some of these are cool looking.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Pigeon Simulator. I mean, how could you miss that?
Maybe not that one.
I actually have that installed because I'm like, whatever. But
it looks like an easy completion. I think people blown through it in an hour or two. So
yeah, I think like 9 out of the 10 achievements are super easy to get, and one's a bit grindy, which is like, whatever.
Oh, so Goat Simulator, got it.
Pretty much. All right, but hopefully that answers your question, Tim. let's get into the news. We have a couple of things going on. I guess the main one that everyone's talking about is Valve has come out. There were a lot of rumors that Valve had a big announcement. Everyone was waiting for Half-Life 3, although apparently that might still be happening. So let's keep an eye on the Game Awards, apparently. But who knows?
Always gonna happen.
I mean,
Whatever.
to be fair, if Jeff Keighley managed to get his like one last thing at the Game Awards, and it was fucking Half-Life 3, that
Oh my
would
God,
actually
the
be
internet
the
would burn
most
down.
the most insane thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But yeah, Valve announced that they've got some new hardware, which is an interesting sort of, I guess, well, I was going to say an interesting new step for them, but they did release the Steam Deck a couple of years ago, so maybe not so strange. But they've announced the new Steam machine, which everyone has been referring to as the Gabe Cube, which is a pun that I very much enjoy.
See, they're releasing a companion cube version.
Yeah, well, they have. Yes, I mean, to be fair, the
That's
companion
so
cube
good.
version is like,
That's
well,
so
I'm
good.
gonna have to buy that, right? Like, so yes, it's a cube that is essentially the Steam machine that runs on Steam OS. So it's all Linux based. The idea being that they're trying to bridge that gap between console players and PC players to get people into the Steam ecosystem with a small, compact, mid to low range device that can run a lot of like sort of indie stuff and some of the other stuff at 1080p. I saw was a Digital Foundry were a bit confused and they were like, oh, seems to be kind of low spec. But apparently, if you look at the surveys, they basically took the most popular cards and processors from the Steam survey, because obviously they have all the hardware stuff there, and just build a machine based on that. So it is basically the most mid-spec thing that you could get from Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also apparently coming with a new Steam controller. And they've also announced that they're doing a new standalone VR headset, which again, I literally last week I was talking about how VR is basically done and that even Valve pulled out of it. And they were just like, hey, hold my beer. So, yeah, I mean, I think this thing looks cool. I like that. Like, it's actually quite small. It's very, very compact. Apparently, it's 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck handheld. And they've noticed that apparently like 20% of people use the Steam Deck docked to play on their TV. So they were like, well, obviously there's a market here for people who want like a lower end, easy to use piece of hardware that you can hook up to a TV. And even I was looking at this and going, actually, you know what? That could actually be, I could actually maybe go for something like this. I don't know. What you got any thoughts?
You know me, absolutely not. I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, AMD Zen 4 6C with gigahertz and flops. Cool, all right, yep.
Yep.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
The VR, I wonder. It looks a little lighter than the Meta 3.
Yeah, I'm
But
really,
I don't know.
again, VR, I really don't know what they're going to, I don't understand the appeal, to be honest. Well, okay, I understand the appeal of VR in general, but I don't understand the appeal of Valve going, yeah, let's jump back into this market, you know? It does seem,
I got the money, might as well.
I mean, I
Like,
guess so. What Gabe just got,
Actu-
it's like $500 million super yacht that he just bought. I saw
yeah,
that
and I guess
just
they
today.
do have the stats. They can literally see if people are playing VR games.
That's
More
true.
than probably anyone else can. So they must see promising numbers.
Yeah, comes with these new wand controllers and stuff. I mean,
It's gonna just be a Beat Saber machine. That's all it's gonna be.
that's how all of these things turn into. I guess like Valve aren't, well, unless Valve are going to do another like Half-Life Alex style game where they really want to support VR with their own first party stuff. I still don't quite understand what
Smart.
the appeal is, but I guess we'll see.
Have you ever gotten to play with any of the like modern VR systems
Not
and
for
play
no,
like actual games and everything?
not for years. I did a little bit when VR was still first coming out. I had one of my friends owned a VR headset. I think it was might have been the Vive, and it was fucking cool. I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome, you know. But most of it was like shooting galleries and you know like Beat Saber and shit like that. And like it's still really really cool to play.
Yeah.
But I was like, I would never spend the like $1,000 or whatever it ended up costing to get all this stuff for like 3 games.
Yeah, see, it clicked a lot with me when I played. My friend has the Meta 3, and or Quest 3, whatever, and
Yeah.
I played like Resident Evil 4 and
Right.
Assassin's Creed, and then I'm like, okay, I get this. This is pretty freaking cool. Like Resident Evil, you click it in, you have to load the gun, you pull it off your belt, and then you shoot the zombies, and I get it. It just doesn't have achievements, so I don't care. But
Yeah.
I get it. I really do. Assassin's Creed felt like walking around an Assassin's Creed theme park where I was climbing up walls and then falling down and stabbing people in the back, and it's pretty cool. I have to admit, it's the tech is still too bulky. I don't like that. Even the three, which is quite a bit lighter, it's just too much. I want AR glasses. Give me those, and then we'll talk.
Yeah, so that's a little
Like
different,
real
right?
AR
Yeah,
glasses.
that's where it gets interesting. So
Yeah.
and I guess Meta is on their way to kind of try and do that as well, but
Yeah, well, they're $10,000. When they get that down a little
that's the,
bit,
yeah,
maybe we'll talk.
that's the other bit too, right? Is that for it to have mass market appeal, it needs to be affordable, and especially in these days, where money is very very tight. It's a hard.
I mean, Pokemon Go is cool, but if I can literally just walk around and find a Pokemon in my bathroom, like, oh, sweet, then that's
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
But yeah, I think AR will be way more. Also, I think easier for people to grasp too. If
sure.
it's just in my glasses or something, and yeah, but VR it must again. Steam of anybody has the stats to show that this must be a worthwhile endeavor.
And they've got the money to throw at it. Yeah, so
They also do that.
yeah. But I am somewhat interested in the Steam machine. I'm considering it. Like I have a Raspberry Pi hooked up to my TV that I use sometimes, but it is obviously a very low powered device. I don't have like an Ethernet thing going into it, although I probably should. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, well maybe a purpose built box that just sits under my TV that works like a PC but just kind of does games. I don't know, maybe. I'm like, I don't have a big Steam library, obviously. So there's less of an appeal there. But if I can use other storefronts, like if I could run my Windows games on it, which I'm sure I probably could, you just have to like dual boot it or something. It's a PC, so they're
Yeah.
very much like looking to take on the console market, but they're very much like it's a PC, do whatever you want with it. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. I'll say that if it comes at an affordable price point, I might pick one up and just chuck it under the TV, and we'll just use it for like streaming movies and that kind of stuff or
It's
whatever.
okay. It's okay to be a little PC curious. It happens to
Yeah, I
everybody
mean, like
once in a while,
we're talking on a PC right now. Like I actually have a relatively like,
No, not. I'm on my Xbox Series. I would never. Yeah, how dare you?
but like I've got like a mid to high range PC that I built, and like I love it. It's great. I don't use it all that often. My wife actually uses it more than I do these days, but I am. But it just does, the sitting in front of this monitor here as opposed to the TV that you might be able to see in the background, depending on how I've cropped this. Like sitting in front of these two monitors that I've got here as opposed to the 86-inch TV that I own. It's a big difference in terms of like how I game. And so, and also like how I watch things. Like if I want to watch a movie or something, like I'm not a huge fan of the Xbox streaming app stuff. It's not super great, but I don't know. There's the whole thing with like if you want to watch YouTube or you want to browse or whatever and that sort of stuff. Like there are definitely some benefits to having a more open source PC. But I am with you in terms of like I don't have a huge amount of interest in teraflops and
I just want it to work.
yeah, exactly. Like the console experience is that way for a reason, and so I can understand them being like, we're going to make one of these boxes, and it just kind of works, and here are the specs, and here's the kind of games it'll run on, and that's it. I'm like, okay, that's maybe a nice entry point for some people who are a little a little overstimulated by like all the stuff that you have to think
So
about when
much
you're building a
sometimes.
PC. Which
Yeah.
I can totally understand because like when I was researching like building my PC, it was kind of a nightmare trying to pick out everything that I was like, well, there's so many things to compare, so many price points, so many people arguing over whether you should go, Nvidia or AMD or and all that sort of shit.
I grabbed my laptop and like, oh wow, this got a cool red color, and that's kind of as far as that went.
Exactly.
So
Well, I was like, oh,
it works great.
I'm in Florida. My laptop just broke. I'm gonna have to get an Uber to Best Buy and just pick one off the shelf because I've no fuck. I need a computer. And then you unbox it,
Been
and like,
there.
man, this is way bigger than I was expecting. This thing's fucking hefty. I mean, I love my laptop, but holy shit, it's a brick. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, this isn't the first time that Valve has done this kind of Steambox thing. They did try that like 10 years ago, and it didn't really go anywhere. I remember people were joking it was
Yeah, I
going to
think we
be
were just
cool.
talking about that last time I was on.
Yeah, they were going to be called like the Piston or something. I think it was, or some people were joking about it, but I don't think they would kind of co-brand it. Whereas this looks like it's just something they're going to build themselves. But I think pricing is probably going to be the key thing for this. All right. We also had there was a Sony State of Play, in Japan, and they showed off a bunch of games. And I figured there's a lot of stuff coming to Xbox as well. A lot of it's multi-plat these days. So I figured maybe we'll talk about some of the announcements. I suppose the biggest one is there's a new update coming for Elden Ring Night Rain, which people are really excited about. I know that Stubby and Kia have been playing that still quite a bit. I'm waiting for a sale before I jump into it, but again, as someone who loves FromSoft, I'm very, very keen on it. Apparently, Artorias, the infamous boss from the first game, first DLC, is apparently
of course.
The Abyss DLC is going to be one of the new bosses, I think it was. Looks fucking awesome. I mean, as someone who loves the original Dark Souls, that's super exciting to me. I don't know, have you looked at Night Rain at all, or?
I've watched the people play it. It looks like something I would enjoy. I do like that kind of experience of just jump in, fight some things, die, reset kind of games. Like Phantasy Star Online, I love that kind of game when I was a kid.
Right.
But I still have yet to pop my From Software Dark Souls cherry. I have not played any of those games or Bloodborne or anything like that.
We need to get you on one of those for next year. I think that needs to be
I've
a goal.
I've had Dark Souls Xbox 360 installed on my Xbox One for a while.
Let's just do it.
Found a time to play it.
The original Dark Souls is fantastic. There's heaps of guides out there. You'll have no trouble with it.
Oh yeah, no. At this point, I bet I could have a step-by-step walkthrough of it. So
yeah, I mean, people literally play through it blindfolded. So
oh yeah, I seen it with the guitar and psychopaths in their underwear or whatever. I gotcha. But yeah, no, I do want to. I've done not from software. Shoot, the Viking themed one, Lords of the Fallen.
Oh, Lords of the Fallen, yes. Yeah.
And so I know I can do them. And I almost did Pinocchio.
Liza P.
Liza P. I was at Liza P when it came out. So I am definitely interested in doing that. And maybe I will make that a goal and just play it next year finally.
Yeah.
When I'm not doing, my one game a month from last year thing I've been doing.
You only got one more month left, right?
Yeah. Well, I got technically this month too, but yes.
They also showed off a bit more of Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. We kind of talked about that last time. The last time they showed it off. It looks good. I mean, I don't really think there's much to see.
It's Dragon Quest, yeah.
Yep, I'm sure it'll be great. There's a new BlazBlue game that was shown off. If you like sort of... I mean, it's a roguelike action game, though. So it's like a spin-off.
Yeah, it's a little Dead Celly.
Yeah, which, I mean, to be fair, the art style and that world and that kind of stuff, I think, it looks really, really cool. I don't know if it'll be the kind of thing I want to play, but I like the idea. I think the idea is really, really cool. I mean, yeah, it definitely does look very Dead Celly-esque. There's one called Incombini. One store, many stories. This looks
game
adorable.
of the show.
Yeah, it looks adorable. Yeah.
Yep.
It looks great. Yeah, so you just kind of it's like Japanese
anime
Konbini
supermarket simulator.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Slightly more polished, maybe. But it actually has some story and narrative and everything. So I'm actually curious to see kind of what happens in that space. So that's coming out April next year. Nevergrave, The Witch and the Curse. That's a bit of a mouthful. Yeah, this is another sort of 2D roguelike. I like the art style. It does look maybe a bit simple. Well, okay, I say simple.
I don't know what it is about the combat and movement, but it didn't look good.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
It did.
I can't put my finger on it.
Exactly. It feels like, I mean, it definitely has it has that lost frame style, or into I don't know. It does have a bit of a weird thing. But the art style maybe looks kind of a bit simple and blocky. I don't know. I'm curious. It is it does feel like it's kind of been put in the genre mashup machine, because it's 2D roguelike Metrovania with world town building and management and that kind of stuff. It's got co-op though, so maybe.
Yeah, 4-player co-op, and it's from the Pocket Bear people. So
yeah, I mean so
they got the money you would think to throw at it.
Yeah. So we'll give it a look. The one I'm super excited about is No Sleep for Kamani Dante, which is, again, as someone who
another Somnium game.
Yeah, as someone who loves everything Spike Chunsoft has ever put out. Somnium Files is one of my favorite series, and so they're doing that spin-off that they put out. I think it was last year. So earlier this year rather. I was really sad that we didn't get it on Xbox, but apparently it is coming. So I'm probably going to be picking that up day one because I'm a sucker.
They're fun games, to be fair. I really enjoyed the first one I played.
Yeah, yeah, and if you this is the same people who do Danganronpa and
Which I
the
don't like.
yeah, well, I mean you're wrong, that's fine. And there's the Zero
That's
Escape, the Zero Escape games, which are my absolute favorites. So yeah, I'm 100% on board for that. They showed off a bit more Fatal Frame 2. Not really much to say there. Looks good. Coming out in March.
It's the Silent Hill 2 of that series.
Yes.
People really like that game.
Yep.
So
Yep. Absolutely.
hopefully it's good.
Broken Law Unfollow, I don't really know much about. I don't really. Yeah, I don't really. Like it's a anthology thing going on. I don't really.
Yeah, there's already a few on Xbox, and they're garbage.
Gotcha.
easy
Okay.
horror games.
Yeah. Right. So it's just another.
If these are a step
series.
up, that'd be cool. But otherwise,
Yeah. Okay. I just. Octopath Traveler 0. We could probably just move on. Okay. No, that's probably unfair. But yeah, I mean, people have been saying it's really good. Like, people have been, testing it, I guess, playing the demo or whatever, and it's more Octopath. I'm very curious to see what the reviews are. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills though, because I'm one of the few people I feel like who just does not like the series at all. And I completed the first and second game, and just it did not grab me whatsoever, and I can't figure out why. Well, it's like I played the first one, and those achievements are insane, so that also does not help. But yeah, obviously everyone who listens to this podcast knows my complaints about those games around how the stories just feel like completely separated from each other, and like your other party members just kind of standing off screen somewhere, not interacting with the moment that's happening because they don't know how many party members that you have. And so it just feels like a really disjointed, uninteresting narrative. Even and the other problem is that because you have to jump around, you can't just go chapter 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row because they're all level bound. So you will go, okay, well, do chapter 1 for all the characters, then chapter 2 for all the characters, then chapter 3 for the characters. But what happened in chapter 1 for that character? Because it's been 30 hours since I saw that cutscene, so I need to remind myself. And then also for me, it was like I played it over a long period of time, and just I don't know.
that sounds like a pain.
It just does not grab me. As someone who loves JRPGs, for some reason, this series just really, but it's beloved. People absolutely love the way it works, and I don't know. So I would love to hear from someone who actually really, really enjoys the series about how they think about it and what they think about Traveler Zero. There's another Broken Law game. Yes, okay, nothing super interesting there. Sonic Racing Crossworld is getting a SpongeBob update because apparently just SpongeBob shows up in every game now. So sure. And then Pac-Man 2 Repack is getting some collaboration with Sonic, which I think is like, I don't even know.
Which is wild.
I didn't even know Pac-Man 2 Repack was even happening. So, all right, sure. Dynasty Warriors Origins.
Yeah, it came out already.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm like, what? Really? I mean, like, Pac-Man World is okay. Those games are very basic platformers, right? I guess, I don't know.
People really liked Dynasty Warriors Origins.
Dynasty Warriors Origins apparently was quite good. I don't know if I can get myself back into a Musou game. Once you've kind of played one or two of them,
completion. Ugh.
Yeah, they're always hugely long completions, and
I was just eyeing one. I have Samurai Warriors Orochi 2 sitting here.
Oh, that's a big one.
I'm just like, I don't know.
There's only so many times you can pursue Lu Bu before you're like, okay, I get it.
I hate that dude.
Yeah.
Screw Lu Bu. Screw the Yellow Turban Army.
Yeah, it's always the Yellow Turban Army. That's always the very first battle, right? That's the beginning of it all.
Yep.
Once Upon a Katamari is getting some new DLC.
That's out. I really need to buy that.
Yeah, and Digimon Story Time Strangers is also getting some additional Digimon and like their first like episodic DLC. That's a game I definitely need to pick up. I've heard like it's definitely a sleeper hit for this year. And then Monster Hunter Wilds is getting another title update. So again, like not a lot of huge announcements, nothing major there, a lot of stuff we've seen before, and just kind of more of that. But nice to see that some things are coming to Xbox still. I definitely do feel like we sometimes get a bit shafted on the Japanese side of the publishing equation on Xbox because those games just don't sell over there. So yeah, I'm I mean, I'm gonna have to end up playing Night Rain. I'm sure. I've been getting my arm twisted into playing that for months since it came out.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure you got plenty of people that'll jump in with you.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, so I guess we'll see what happens there. I'm also very very excited for the Game Awards and all the sort of trailer stuff that happens in that space as well, because that is only what, like a month away, like 4 weeks, I think, which is scary to think about. All right, and then I guess the other big news here is Ubisoft has requested a suspension in trading and delays its half-year financial report. So that's always something you do when there's good news, right? That's
Oh,
no alarm bells ringing or people worrying or speculators going, what the fuck, when you pause
which is
trading on
funny
your
because one
company.
of the reasons they wanted to do it was like they didn't want out of control speculation to go run rampant on their shares and just it's bad probably. Let's face it.
Yeah, I mean,
Significant like
okay, like to be fair, we don't know. So like I just want to make that clear up
yeah,
front. We don't know
100%.
what is happening. It's very much intentional. They're keeping their cards very close to their chest. Excuse me. But yeah, Ubisoft has requested Euronext to halt trading of its shares and its bonds from the market opening of the 14th until the publication of its first half of the 2025-2026 results in the coming days. So for here it's the 16th. It's been a couple of days since this came out already. What the fuck is going on? Like, is it? I mean, we've had some speculation on the Discord about like what this might mean. Are they looking to be bought out? Is there some big change happening? Are their financial results just really really bad, or is there some sort of like, I don't know? Ubisoft has been in a bit of a death spiral for a little while now, and we talked earlier this year about that whole new entity they set up with Tencent, owning 25% of it, that now owns or controls. I think it's technically controls, not necessarily owns, but whatever that means. They're like highest performing franchises. I think it was like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry.
Yeah, Lifeboat Studio or Vantage Studios. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I mean, is that like, are they going to get absorbed by that? Like, what is it? Yeah. What's happening with that? Is it related to that?
I'm so worried they're gonna get bought out by someone in Saudi Arabia again, and that's going around right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Tencent's not much better.
True, that is true. It is. I mean, yeah, there was speculation of like, well, if they were going to get bought out, who would buy them? And it's like, well, Microsoft's not going to wade into that fucking mess.
Absolutely not. Xbox is on such a short leash right now, I bet.
Yeah, Sony don't really have the budget for it anymore. There's another story that I didn't put in there, but the valuation on their purchase of Bungie has apparently not gone very well. I think they're about 200 million in the hole because of that.
Yeah.
200 million down from where they want to be. Again, I don't think they're in the hole realistically. They're still making a profit because they wouldn't exist if they didn't.
Destiny 2 is pretty good, yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, who else is left? It is, yeah, it's like, is it just the Saudi wealth fund just coming in there and buying up a bunch of shit? I mean, that does seem to be what's happening recently. We did talk about EA getting bought up by that, but that still also feels like buying both EA and Ubisoft, I feel like it may be a step too far, but
The problem is they have the money.
They do.
They're literally some of the richest people in the world. So
Yeah.
they totally could. They 100% could just swoop in and buy Ubisoft, especially as they're struggling so much right now.
It's true. It's true.
That
I
would
guess,
be
yeah. I mean,
unfortunate.
traditionally, yeah, like they mentioned in the article, that trading holds generally are precursors to significant events like mergers, acquisitions, or significant changes to the health of the company. I mean, is this Ubisoft being like, we're shutting down? Or
I don't know if they'll straight shut down. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
but they would
feel
sell,
like
right?
we would have seen far
Someone would
more
buy it.
hemorrhaging. You
Sure.
know, so I'm thinking buyout.
Yeah.
They're probably working behind the scenes right now, trying to get something finalized before they make an announcement.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, is it crazy to go, cool, their subsidiary now owns all of their highest performing franchises, and they just kind of cut Ubisoft off, like, and just kind of let it just die with all the other stuff and all the debt that it has? I don't know, like,
I don't know if that would be financially sound choice to do.
Yeah, I don't know,
Probably
like,
better off just selling off those too.
like, because I mean, there's been a lot of restructures of that place. Massive Entertainment had the whole thing with Division. I don't know, Trials, Red Link Scotch. It's just, yeah. So many weird things happening at Ubisoft. I mean, we'll report on it next week because obviously they can't stop the trading for too long without really causing some issues. But
yeah, they'll start getting sued a lot.
yeah,
So
because they are publicly traded
we'll
companies. So.
probably like we'll end this podcast and they'll announce that.
That's
they're
exactly
closing or
what'll happen. It'll
something
be like
insane.
Monday. They'll have it out there. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, yeah, things couldn't get much worse for Ubisoft, to be honest. And then our last news story here is not really a news story, but our good friend Todd Howard, the man, the jacket, the legend, he has basically come out and said that Elder Scrolls 6 is still a long way off. Which, on the one hand,
Surprise.
yeah, surprise, right? Like, this is, that we haven't seen anything about this game for what, like, feels like 10 years? But on the other hand, what the fuck have you guys been doing? Like, when was the last time you guys put out a game? Like, what? How? Like, Starfield was
76.
years ago.
What do you
Like,
mean? Guys, Starfield really years ago at this point?
it
Oh my God.
is.
I really didn't get to that game.
Yeah, like, it was like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah,
I
when
don't
was the
know.
last time that got an update?
Yeah, well, because they had their second, was it their second DLC? I don't even know if that dropped, actually. I can't even remember. That game kind of just disappeared out of the public consciousness so quickly. I mean, I did see a lot of scuttlebutt around this being like, oh, well, why the fuck did you announce it then? And I feel like people just have like revisionist history because every single time Bethesda did anything, it was like, where's Elder Scrolls 6? Announce Elder Scrolls 6. And, they clearly showed the logo off to be like, yes, we're working on it. Please shut the fuck up about it. And yeah, they probably
It's
announced
coming, guys.
Yeah, they're working on it. It exists. Like, it is a confirmation for them to go, yes, the game exists. It is in the plan. We haven't decided to just stop one of the best-selling series of all time. What a fucking surprise.
Not like you can play Skyrim on your, fridge at this point or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, they did do Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remastered.
They did. They did.
was
Well,
a pretty big
it
hit,
wasn't
too.
them, right? That was...
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they
I'm sure the new Elder Scrolls is a heck of an endeavor, and I'm sure they're just all chugging away at it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But someone did point out that they announced Fallout 4 6 months before it came out. Can you imagine
Yeah,
it?
that was like very unusual.
Yeah, but to be fair,
Like,
it worked.
We were all blown away.
Yeah, everyone was like,
was
wait,
so
what?
good.
Like, I mean, like, to be fair, if game
What?
developers did that more often, I would be, like, super keen for that. Like,
If only.
right? I mean, we'd have fuck all to talk about on this podcast.
Short windows
but-
and shadow drops. That's all
Yeah.
it is. Just bang, 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 bang.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really, I'm really curious to see what happens with Elder Scrolls. I mean, to be fair, it is very much like, how do you follow up something like Skyrim and not disappoint people? And I really don't know. I feel like that is like, I understand that being a real tough problem to solve. But
Yeah, I'm not sure because I think generally people like to talk down on like Fallout 4. even though
yeah, I
really
mean,
enjoyed it.
generally, it is probably the worst one of the series, unfortunately.
Yeah, which took me by surprise. I remember finishing that game, going, "Wow, that was more Fallout, awesome!" And then I got online, I'm like, "Oh no!" Everyone did not like that as much as I did. So,
Yeah, unfortunately.
and
Yeah.
then Fallout 76 was the exact opposite, where I played it, and I'm like, "Everyone hates this, but I'm having a great time."
Ah.
And now it's apparently a lot better.
Yeah.
but I don't like it now. So go figure. So,
Go fishing, I think, actually is.
oh God, no, thank you. I'm so glad they haven't added achievements to that.
Yeah.
Good
oof,
Lord.
Yeah. But that's pretty much the news. Again, it is there are a few things happening, but the Steam box and Valve stuff has really kind of sucked up all the oxygen this week, as everyone's kind of umming and ahhing about whether it's the right move for them and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, very curious to see what happens there, and we'll see if Ubisoft is still around next week. Game Pass updates. I'll run through this quickly. We don't know what's leaving yet because we're right at the middle point of the month, so I guess we'll figure out next week. Hopefully nothing too major, because I don't really want to have to rush a bunch of stuff. But what we had joining this week, we had a Great God Grove. Try saying that 10 times fast. We had Lara Croft and Temple of Osiris, Pigeon Simulator, Winter Burrow, Relic Hunter's Legend, and Call of Duty Black Ops 7, which you might have heard of. Yeah,
nice little indie title.
yeah. Well, it definitely feels like it's. Yeah, I'll get into that, but yeah. So we don't know what the next wave is yet. We don't know what's leaving yet, but hopefully we'll hear about that stuff soon. I mean, there's a good list of stuff in there. I'm probably going to play pretty much all of this stuff. So I'm very interested in this Great God Grove game. It looks very interesting.
Yeah, did you see the trailer for that?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you like pull out people's conversations and
yeah,
combine it with other people's actions, and that makes things happen. Very neat puzzle game. I'm sure with a guide that would be a very easy completion too.
sure, yeah.
So
I'm curious to see kind of
anyone
like,
who's interested in that kind of stuff.
and I'm curious to see like how much they go into it or how like what. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. Patreon.com/Hall of Games if you want to help support the show. A huge thank you to Old Mate Clown, Cavaliero7, Hack and Pone, Kung Fu Skills, Happy Moogles, Admiral Awesome, Natolinator, Lee Howard, Left Legacy, and Venom's AU. We literally could not afford to do the show without you guys, so thank you so much. If you do want to help support the show, Patreon allows you to basically, give us money every month so we can do more fun things. And all of our Patreons get access to all of our extra content, which at the moment is most of our sort of behind the scenes, before and after stuff that we record when we have time. But also, Cameron is cooking up a new little Patreon only piece of content that he's going to torture us with, apparently. So I'll leave a little bit of a sneak preview for that. We might make I think we're going to make like one of the episodes, like the first one, free, like the pilot episode, to give people a bit of a taste. So you can also join the Patreon as a free member and get access to all of our like backlog of old stuff, like Lights, Camera, and Action, and other bits and pieces. So go check it out. We also have the Bimestral Burden, which is a themed month, or every 2 months, where we come up with an idea of things to play. So for November and December, we're doing I Need Space. So playing games that are either set in space or at least have a heavily themed space level. Up for debate on what that counts as. One of the games I'm playing, I feel like really skirts the line. So I haven't finished it yet though, so we'll see. But very curious to see how that one goes. But yeah, get your space games in there. I'm playing Aliens at the moment. That definitely counts. So yeah, give us your best guess. But speaking of what we've been playing, it's been a couple of weeks since you've been on, Shane. What have you been up to?
I did Spirit Tea because I wanted to finish that before I left Game Pass. I was pretty stressed out. Not stressed, but I knew it would be a tight fit because it's 60 to 80 hours, and that's cutting it kind of close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did about half that time. I am not sure where the 60-80 hour is. I can't find that there was some update that really changed anything.
I mean, I know there weren't a lot of guides when the game
long.
first came out. I'm wondering if people are just kind of stumbling around or...
I'll be honest, there aren't a whole lot of guides now.
True.
There even the spreadsheet that is on the TA for the solutions, it's not perfect. There's a lot of things I had to fudge around with and try to figure out how things worked. And either way, it's, if anyone's not aware, it's pretty much the movie Spirited Away by way of Stardew Valley.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You live in a little town. It's top down. It's pixelated RPG kind of art. But then at night you go, well, actually whenever you want to, you go up in the mountains and go to a bathhouse and you take care of spirits and you make sure they're fed and they got the right elixirs in their water and they're not sitting next to people they don't like and blah, 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 blah. So it's super cute. It's pretty easy. There is a rhythm mini game that they did change. That was apparently, okay, I don't know who designed this thing, but it makes no sense. It doesn't mesh in your brain well to hit buttons in the way they want it to. It's 4 directions and then X, and they float around into the areas from different directions. And it's not like X, A, B, up, down, left. It's duck, cat.
Oh, what is this?
Raccoon.
Okay, yeah, that's
and
nuts.
So luckily they changed it so you're not penalized for, even though the game tells you still are, you're not penalized for button mashing. So I just mashed. I'm like sitting there like spinning. Right. I have videos of me doing it on stream. It does not look appropriate. I'm like, so, but yeah, it got pretty intense. Like the first 2 songs are the solo and the duet are pretty easy. You can actually kind of do that legit. The second ones get rough. The third ones, I am mashing for my life, and sometimes I still missed. You have to get perfect scores.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything else, nothing really skill-based. It's just follow a guide. There's 4 seasons, and you kind of keep cycle through them, so you can't really miss anything. But yeah, it's way quicker. There is a duplication glitch. So the minute I got something that was sold for a lot, I just duplicated it like 30 times and I was rich. So,
Oh, right, that helps.
and I did the same thing with the foods for the spirits, and I immediately upgraded my bat. So maybe that's the difference, but that looked like an old strategy. So again, I don't know where this is coming from, but my playtime was 38 hours, and the completion estimate is 60 to 80. So
Wow, yeah. I
little
mean,
bit of a
I
difference
know
there.
you tend to cut them, not quite in half most of the time.
Not that short.
But that's crazy.
Not that short. I know I'm usually like 5 hours under, but that's so I can't pin down whatever. I jumped on Power Ranger Super Samurai a little more. I am old, and that is hard to do sometimes because punching like an idiot over and over and over, like my arms are still sore just from doing that repetitive motion over and over and over again. So, and you have to, and it's Xbox 360 Connect, so I can't just this. I
Oh,
have to
yes.
really lean into it
right.
and swing hard. So I'm a little sore, but I got another playthrough done. I have to play through now on hard. And then I have to grind out. I forget what the final rank is I need, but I think I have to play through a few more times. I've got one more miscellaneous, like, oh, don't get hit by this boss achievement. And other than that, should be pretty clear sailing. Again, the only thing keeping me from doing it is it's like 360 Connect game, and those can be a lot to play.
Yep, I've only got one of them, and I still haven't gone back to it, so.
I have quite a few, but this is one of the ones I really wanted to get done. So, I had some free time, and it's been sitting here since they updated it because I'm not sure why they did. But I went and did Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2's final achievement that they added randomly for everybody.
Because everyone was complaining that it was like, oh, if you die too many times, the rot will take you. And they're like, that's not true. You guys lied to us. And they're like, well, now it's true. Fuck you.
Well, watch us then. So if anyone's not aware, both the Hellblade games are pretty easy completions, actually. Like, they're very story-based, very, very graphically intensive, cool-looking games with a really cool mechanic. I forget what they call them in the game, but the women that whisper in your ears and all the binaural sound they use. It's really cool. And again, both of them are easy completions. So I actually did this when it was released. I was like, screw it.
Yep, me too.
I'll play it, sure. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool game. So then a year later, they came out with like I think, why did they do that? It was the PC release or the
I think
PlayStation
it was the
release or
PS5
something?
release. I think it was the like enhanced edition. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they added an achievement where you have to play through on a mode called Dark Rot. What Dark Rot is they take away all button prompts. The enemies are incredibly aggressive. They hit like tanks. And you have 4 lives, and that's it. If you die 4 times, it deletes your save. You can save scum. I 100% did. I do not. Just seeing how the game plays and how the combat is, and how, while even if you know every move the enemy's going to make, they still will sometimes just backhand you. Like, you can't. I don't understand how anyone does this legitimately. It's insane how difficult this is. Every enemy. God, and then there's multiple insta kills too. Like the fire guys will kill you instantly. You can take a hatchet to the chest, you're dead. You take a spear, you're dead. And then some of the bosses have instant. I don't like don't die achievements as it is, because they're usually in games like Little Nightmares or Bramble, where they're games made to kind of be frustrating in that way, and that's always just extra annoying. I don't know why they put this in this game. It makes no sense, because it's just actually very hard. It's not challenging in a strategic way, and it's just really frustrating and hard. I'm not sure why they did this to this game.
And the game's not built for it either.
Ruin
like,
it for
just, yeah.
No, it's not. And I'll admit, so you have 4 lives. I saved scum, but when you die, and like there's like 3 big battles in the game where if you die, it'll cut off and give you a soft checkpoint there where you can then continue from with that death. If you die again, or you try to exit out or save scum, it's going to erase it back to the beginning of the battle. But so I died in the fire battle.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that, when you're saving the guy and all the Draugrs are coming at you and everything. I died there. And then the bigger battle later, when you're protecting the village, the guide suggested dying twice. That's how hard it is. I cleared that sucker first try. Not first try, but I cleared it without dying. Like I have to admit, man, once you get that rhythm down and you're just dodging, hit, block, kill, it feels so good.
Yeah.
But I don't have the patience to learn all that. I don't. So, but I did finish it. It's kind of funny how easy the end boss is compared to the rest of the game. But yeah, I'm happy to have that one done. I don't know why they did that. That's going to ruin the game for so many achievement hunters that are very picky about that kind of thing. So yeah.
Yeah,
So,
not looking forward to doing it, but I'm going to have to at some stage.
nope. It's very hard. It is. I think the hardest enemies are the ones that are in the shadow realm when you have to activate focus to kill them. Because sometimes I'd activate focus and I just beat on them and then the focus would wear off and I'm like, oh, freaking God. So the focus meter charges very slowly on rot. So I'm just in there dodging and blocking, hoping I survive through this guy until I can get a focus again so I can then kill him. So if anything, that's probably the most frustrating. That happens twice in the game. But again, if you can get down, man, I know the patterns now, so I can definitely. Hey, oh, it's the axe guy. Yeah, so when you gotta wait till he swings, and then he's gonna swing backhand and try to backhand you. You get dodge that, swing at him. He's gonna then dodge. You have to then he's gonna swing at you again, dodge that. Then you get 2 hits on him, and then oh my God, what a freaking nightmare.
Yeah.
And I was sick. I was sick the last 2 days when I did that,
right.
so that's
Doesn't
fun. And then I finished up WebGeon. I've been busy yesterday and today, so it's some garbage game I started. I'm not sure when I started that. It's been a bit now, but I've been stringing it out when I had vacations or trips or day trips or whatever, nights out. So finished that. It's a cute little puzzle game. I'm probably gonna do what I've been doing a lot with these garbage ones is now that I finished it, I'm gonna go make a video and play it for a while and just what's after. What else is there? And plus, they can always update it, and maybe I'll just already have these preloaded.
True.
So, whatever. But it's a cute game. It's just like a directional puzzle. You're a little spider, and you web around, and so you have to web around obstacles, and you have to finish the first 15 levels. So it's not challenging in any way, shape, or form. And then I have to figure out what to play next. So I don't know.
You got a lot to pick from,
I installed a bunch of games last night on my 360. Yeah, I do. So I installed a bunch of them on my 360 last night. I'm gonna pick through one of those. So,
what's what are you umming and ahhing about in terms of like what are your options?
Rise of Tomb Raider.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thor, God of Thunder.
Yep.
A game called Stranger of Paradise City, which is a Japanese Ultima style game.
Stranger in Sword City, I think is the one you're thinking of, right?
That's it. Something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, I have the Xbox One version of that. Yeah.
Which is in English.
Yes.
I have the Japanese only 360 version.
Wow.
So I don't know, but
I'd be if you play through that one, let me know how you find the TA walkthrough because I was.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to put that sucker through its paces. Because I'm
exactly. I'm very curious
to the T.
Because I've got that one sitting there. I did install it actually. I was like, oh, this one has been sitting here for a long time. Because I don't know if you heard, but I went through my cull. My cull the other week of just going all this backlog stuff that I'm never going to play that I bought just because it was trash and because it was easy. I'm either just going to play it right now and finish it, or I'm just going to be like I'm just going to get rid of it because I'm never going to play this because I'm tired of looking at it.
Yeah, the problem is going through my folder. It's mostly, oh, this is 300 hours. Oh, game is insanely like Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah.
Or this has the online takes Armored Core 4 answer.
Yeah.
Our online takes forever and just that's kind of what I'm getting to the real bottom of the barrel on my backlog 360 games now.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, Bayonetta, I'm tempted to do.
Oh yeah, that's not too bad. That's a good game.
But I'm trying to stick to non-backwards compatible still.
Sure.
As best I can. Maybe Alien Breed Episode 2 because my daughter would have to help. With
I've got Episode 3 left to do. I've done 1 and 2, so two's not too bad.
I got 3 as well. What else was I looking at? I had a few, but anyway, yeah. So we'll see. I will report back.
All right. Anything else?
Nah, that's all I got.
Did you pick a game for November, by the way?
That is going to be what's that one game? Frank Stone.
Castle Frank Stone.
That one. Yep.
That's
after I pick my next game and finish that, then I'm doing that.
Nice.
Castle Stone game, whatever. And then I don't know what I'm playing next month yet.
What have I been working on? So a few things. So like I was just saying, I've set a goal for myself. I think I'm going to start doing this next year. I might start it now, but I'm going to officially probably start it next year. I'm going to basically try and play one of those backlog games, my unstarted backlog games, every week. I'm going to try and start one. I'm not necessarily going to finish it straight away, but I'm going to try and start one to go like, cool. My unstarted backlog should basically disappear over the next year, hopefully. We'll see. I mean, maybe I'll start more than one if I get through quick ones. We'll see how it works out. But I'm going to make a real effort to just starting these games, because if I'm not going to start them, I might as well hide them. The only exception I'll make is if they're like sequels or whatever, and I still have to play the previous one or whatever. But outside of that, I'm just going to starting these games. So the ones that I started this week and finished actually were Ugly Dolls, which is that horrible Outright Games.
I remember that one.
It's fucking terrible. The fact you have to play through it twice also is not good, for no reason. So I did that. That's been sitting there for ages. And then I also started and finished, was it State of Mayhem? Master of Anarchy or whatever it's called. It was absolute trash. It is a top-down...
That sounds familiar.
Top-down twin-stick shooter that's all in like a comic, like drawn-on, like sort of stick figure sort of outline stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of those Sometimes You games that, again, I don't know why I even own this, but I've had it there for ages. It was one of those things that was like, it's a 6 to 8 hour game, so it is short and easy, but not short and easy enough to be part of like a, like 1 to 2 hour April achievement challenge thing, So it's kind of sat in that weird spot of being an easy game, but too long for me to just kind of smash out in a single day. So I did that. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do that. And so the next one I'm going to do is Immortals of Avium. So I fired that up, unlocked the first achievement, so I'm stuck with it now. I'm going to start working on that next week. Very curious to see what that's like. It's been in my backlog for ages. I bought it when it was like 95% off or whatever for like $2.
Does it get you?
Yeah. Yeah, and like, I heard it was a decent game, even if it wasn't amazing. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, so I am going to make a real effort to do those games, but I will, I might make a post about like all the things that I have in my unstarted backlog that I've kind of haven't culled and need to get started. But I definitely have a few in there that I'm lining up that I'll reveal over the next few weeks. But of the things that I have been playing mainly, I finished up Dragon Age Valgard. So that was one that I've been working on for a little bit. It definitely came in under the completion estimate. I think it was about 45 hours or so, which is actually not too bad for an RPG. Didn't overstay its welcome, which is nice. I mentioned this when I posted it, but it was better than it was worse than I was hoping it was going to be, but it was better than I was worried it was going to be. So like it definitely didn't hit the highs of something like Dragon Age Origins. I think it in some ways, in a lot of ways, it's worse than Inquisition in terms of its writing. It's the story and the writing are definitely the weakest points for it. There are some big fucking retcons and big changes that they've made to that universe. Some of them work, some of them I think are kind of a bit ham-fisted. But I like the characters for the most part. The combat was pretty good. Like I like I know it's very much like a Dragon Age 2 actiony kind of more combat as opposed to the more strategic stuff from the other games. But it's less MMO-y than it's less like huge open world areas that you just kind of wander around and do a waste of time shit on. It's definitely more like they add a lot more fast travel stuff. The areas are more condensed. There's more linear. There is a little bit of like exploration, but it's not too over the top. It is very much. It reminds me a lot of Dragon Age 2, actually, which maybe damning.
Oh, which is people don't like.
Yeah, I was like damning with faint praise, maybe, but it definitely has that kind of feel to it, where it's more actiony. Yeah, and overall, I think it was pretty good. I think it gets better towards the end. They definitely were like, okay, cool. The best thing that BioWare has ever done, basically, is the suicide mission in Mass Effect 2. So we're just going to do that again, basically. They were like, cool, there's a big fight at the end of the game. You need to make sure you have all your guys have their loyalty quests done, and all your factions are all set up, and you need to make the right choices so they don't fucking die. And there's going to be like tough choices and all this kind of stuff and consequences and things like that. So like they were like, and to be fair, it was good. Like it was a really cool, like, and it was pretty extended too. They were like, yeah, it's going to be like 3 chapters from like, there's a point of no return they tell you about. And there's like a whole third act that you basically just play through from that point. You can't do any more side quests or anything, but it's actually like a substantial, like maybe 3 to 5 hours worth of content, depending on how quickly you get through it. Lots of story, lots of really good stuff. Ends on it, if you get the true ending, ends on a cliffhanger that I'm sure will never be resolved, because
absolutely
BioWare is done. I'll be lucky if Mass Effect even comes out. But yeah, I liked it more than I was worried that it was going to be absolute trash. And the beginning of it was really like the writing and the dialogue and the delivery is still, those are the things I want to play that game for. And like there were some great like little parts that I was like, oh, this is actually quite good, or this is interesting, or this story part is good, but I don't know. Like, and this isn't just like, oh, social justice warrior, they thems and that kind of shit. Like that's not the problem with this game, right? Like there is some of that.
We are not weird.
Exactly. Like there is some of that stuff in there. Obviously, it's a BioWare game. Like they're relatively progressive studio, but yeah, I think most of it was just kind of like maybe a little ham-fisted, and some of the loyalty quest stuff, like the side, the side missions and stuff, were kind of thrown in there. They didn't really feel like there was much to them. But like it was inoffensive and playable, and like like a solid like 7, like as middle of the road as you can basically get. I didn't have a bad time with it, but I also this is not something I would be good. Like, hey, if you're not a fan of the Dragon Age and series in general, you should play this. I'm like, you're probably good. The other thing that I've been throwing a lot of time into, and I've talked about this last couple of weeks, Aliens, Dark Descent. So this is, I've mentioned it the last couple of weeks in terms of like very XCOM-like. I am on like mission 10 of 12 of my first playthrough. It is slow going, even playing on story difficulty. I think my biggest problem with the game is that it encourages stealth a lot, because every time you get into a fight with the aliens, the alien aggressiveness meter goes up while you're in the fight. Your Marines get stressed and you run through ammo really, really quickly. And you don't get XP for killing things, you get XP for doing objectives. So there is no incentive to kill the aliens if you can avoid it. Or no incentive to get into fights with them. You can like snipe them and stuff with some upgrades and builds to like remain undetected. So it's a heavy, heavy emphasis on stealth with very, very clunky stealth mechanics, Like if you get into cover, you can hide behind cover sometimes, so that doesn't always work. Aliens can see you from behind because they can sense you, so it's like it doesn't, I don't know, like they don't have vision cones or anything like that. And I don't know, it feels like, because there's so much RNG of like aliens can just pop out of vents and stuff and sometimes just see you, and I don't know, I feel like the game just feels like it's punishing you all the time and making it kind of not fun to play. I'm kind of struggling through it. Like, I think it's a well-crafted game. It's like if they softened some of the mechanics around like getting punished for all the stealth stuff. Like, I mean, you could just run through this game guns blazing, and it would be a nightmare, but you could do it. But I feel like, I don't know. There's something there, but I just feel like it's not quite tuned correctly.
Is this a direct sequel to any of them yet, or is this like its own thing?
It's completely its own thing. Because
the last one before that was extraction shooter, I think, or was that the next one?
Yeah, Fireteam Elite, I think, was like sort of horde shooter, which some of the guys are playing at the moment.
Kind of thought that was what that was.
Yeah, well, apparently it was quite good. Like, they've been enjoying it, but like this is very much like XCOM, real-time XCOM, basically.
Yeah.
Which, like, it works. Like, and I remember seeing the trailer for it and being like, oh, that's a really cool idea. And I was a little bit hesitant about it because I know the XCOM games can be quite punishing. And, like, it has permadeath. It has a research lab. It has a med bay where you have to wait a certain amount of days to heal everyone. And, like, it's so XCOM. But I feel like the turn-based stuff actually works a bit better in that regard. And I feel like the real-time stuff actually makes the game slightly worse, unfortunately. But I'm getting there. I'm like, like I said, mission 10... I've got like, a full squad. They're all like mostly fully leveled up. I've got some really good weapons. I've got some strategies. I've got some abilities and stuff. You get your sentry turrets. You can like weld doors and like, heal up and do rest areas to get saves and stuff. So like there's a lot of fun, interesting mechanical stuff in there. And the TA walkthrough is hugely verbose in a way that I think is actually like a kind of not great to run through. But it has really good maps and like lines and kind of directs you through it. So it's an interesting mix. But like I would recommend it. It is probably going to be leaving Game Pass relatively soon. So I figured I'd get the jump on it. Plus it fits into our theme month. So yeah, curious to hear what people think about it if they jump on it. I think someone in our Discord said that they had started it and finished their first playthrough. So curious to hear what other people think. And then the main one that I've been working on for the last couple of days is 1,000 Times Resist, which joined Game Pass just recently. It was one of those ones They got a lot of awards for like storytelling and that sort of stuff. I think it was last year. So great that it came
Most
to Xbox.
groundbreaking storyline in video games and that kind of thing. Yeah.
That kind of thing. I can see it. I could definitely see it. I mean, I am on chapter 6, so again, I don't know how far I am through the game. There's been like a major thing that happened, and now things are different. And I'm like, I thought I was like, oh, am I coming up to the end of the game? This feels like an end of game moment. And then they're like, no, bro, we're only just getting started. So, there's very little I can say about this game without spoiling anything. All I can say
Seems
is
like the kind of game, yeah.
Yeah, the pitch is this: you are you're a clone. You're one of 6 clones, each of which have a job. So there's a healer, there's a fixer, there's one called Bang Bang Fire, which is like your like military like your military person. There's one who's the principal, who basically kind of runs things in terms of like administration wise. Who am I missing? The knower, so someone who has all the knowledge and that runs the library, and you are the watcher. And so the idea is you are there to observe history. And so you are paired with a companion called Secretary, and you basically delve into the memories of the person that you were cloned from, in order to make sure that their history is recorded. And to what purpose? Not really sure, But it's told that you have to commune with each of the clones and go into the genetic memory of who you were originally, who the original person that you came from, and why the society exists the way it is, and why the clones exist, and why they were cloned in the first place, and what's going on. And like why everyone is in a bunker, and like trying to understand the history, and also understanding the history that is told, but what history actually is, and why it's different from, and it's all very much storytelling stuff. There's not really a lot of like gameplay, quote unquote, but I am loving it. It is so interesting. Excuse me. TA just put up an article about how it's a very divisive game, and I would agree. There's not a lot of like game here. It is very much like it's a walking simulator basically with some very very light puzzle mechanics. But I have to find out what's going on. Like Allison is here watching as well, and she's like, okay, you need to play this game because I need to figure out what's going on because things change all the time. Who's telling the truth? What the fuck is going on? Please explain this. Like there's some time traveling mechanics because you're going through memories. You go through memories at different points. You can kind of jump between different time periods to solve puzzles, and kind of like, if there's a room where it's blocked off, it's like, oh, well, I need to get this information from someone, but they're dead. So I need to go back in time, talk to them, learn that information, then jump back into the present time and use it. But yeah, I still wouldn't be able to tell you what's going on. I'm still very, very curious. I have an inkling of some of the stuff that's happened, but the reveal that I just got to, I was like, whoa, fuck. Okay, that changes a lot. So yes, please, people play this game because I need people to talk about this with. I might even do a whole fucking spoiler cast on it. I don't know. Like, I really want to talk about this game. So
I may have the achievement list open in another tab I was looking at earlier, so
yeah,
I'm definitely considering it because I just watched the trailer earlier before I left. I'm like, ooh, that looks really good. And I looked at the list and it looks like it's pretty non-missable. You can kind of just blindly play and have fun.
Pretty much, yeah. The main thing you just need to do is anytime you're in like an open world area or like you have free roam to roam around, just make sure you talk to every single person and then you get all the achievements basically. It's like story,
this kind of game.
Talk to all the people, and there's like a couple of like in like the second chapter is like, cool, go to these like 5 areas and just get an achievement when you go into the area, which you'll find most of them naturally. So
okay.
Really, really straightforward list. And then I think it's like 5 different endings that you pick from, which I think you can just reload and just get every single one. So achievement list wise, really, really straightforward. It'll have a really low TA soon, but I just want more people to play it because it is a very, very fascinating game that will, at this stage, probably show up on my Game of the Year list at this rate. So we'll see. But that's been me. Yeah, I've been busy with a lot of stuff, but I do want to try and get some more games. I'm still playing like Power Wash 1, and I've got a few other games sitting here that I'm kind of jumping between. But yeah, really, really trying to make some progress on that backlog. So I'll report back next week on how Immortals of Avium is. We also have the Word Challenge, everyone's favorite competition where I come up with a game and you guess what it is in our Discord on the Word Challenge channel. And if you get it right, a GIF pops up. Sometimes if it fucking works because the bot is a nightmare. So each week I give away a clue that makes the game a little easier to come up with. The first one was this game has a time limit as a central mechanic. The new clue is this series started as an arcade game. So that should narrow it down quite a bit. Be very curious. I mean, someone will probably get it immediately because I've given way too many clues. But next week will probably be the big clue. So best of luck to everyone. Make sure you join our Discord. It's great to have people in there. I've seen a few new people, which is fantastic. Interact as much as you like. We've got a lot of channels in there. Leaderboard. Do you want to go through that, Shane?
Sure. Number 5, we got a Gray Shark with 11,690. At number 4, we have Martel at 13,450 gamer score. At number 3, we have Basham at 47,830. At number 2, we have Thrash Forever at 62,604 gamer score. And at number 1, Mad Eye Pad Eye, 74,280 gamer score.
Jesus Christ.
Mad people, man.
In a week. Yeah, it just does.
That's crazy. You're number 9.
Oh, that's good. You know.
I'm number 18. All right.
Yeah, hell yeah. I just realized looking at this, I completely forgot to talk about Black Ops 7. That's how forgettable it was.
Oh, that came out? Cool.
It did, yeah, it did. I played the very first level of the campaign, and it's terrible. So
yeah, that's all I'm hearing.
And that's hearing the campaign.
You know,
as well.
usually I would be like, haha, Call of Duty, screw you. But like, that's Xbox now. That needs to be better, please. That's like, could that do a little better, please? Thank you.
Yeah. I'll play more of it. I'll probably try and get through the campaign this week as well, if I can get some people together for it and report back. But I know Cameron and Keo just finished it, and apparently it is not good.
Mm-hmm.
Completions.
General consensus I'm hearing.
I'll go through these quickly. Spice finished up Silent Hill F and said that everyone needs to play it, and it's a Game of the Year contender. So, color me unsurprised. I'm going to have to pick that up. Hopefully, it's on a Black Friday sale. Dude that writes long reviews finished up Severed Steel. Mike IDV finished up Battlefield 2042. Superbot finished up Mafia: The Old Country, which he really enjoyed. Professor Pluto finished up Ball X Pit. Island and Cameron both finished up Power Wash 2 together. Eccles finished up Keeper. Reaganstein finished up Blacksmith, Master, and Genesis Noir, which counts for our theme month, so good choice there. Rapture finished up Revenge of the Savage Planet, which also counts for our theme month. Dish hit 5 million gamer score. That's fucking insane. Stubby and I both finished up FBC Firebreak. I didn't mention it, but we went through and finally did the OSHA and the extreme achievements. So huge thank you to him and Keo for helping me through that. I know I yelled a few times because it was it was tough. And Vex finished up Slime Rancher 2 and Pigeon Simulator.
Nice. Very nice.
All right. And that's pretty much going to bring us to the end of the show. As always, you can find us on Twitch at Xbox Hall of Gamers. And otherwise, join our Discord. And if you want to catch our old episodes, you can find us on all your wonderful podcast platforms of choice and on YouTube, where we upload the VODs. And Char does a wonderful thumbnail, which I'm very, very thankful for. I'll drop a little bit of a hint here. We're looking at maybe doing some new music for the podcast because I'm tired of getting copyright claims. So if you guys know anyone who does great music, let me know. Otherwise, I have a few options, but wanted to put it out there because we have a wonderfully talented community. I am willing to pay. So this is not me being like, hey, give us some free shit.
But also give us some free stuff.
But also give us some free stuff,
Thanks.
But no, I'm probably as a Christmas present for the podcast, I'm probably going to pay out of my own pocket just to get us some new music. So let us know what your thoughts are. Shane, you got anything going on?
No, I'm on Twitch every day, pretty much every day, streaming whatever I'm playing. Variety streamer. Otherwise, you can find me firehawkd.com. That's all my links, and I got a blog, and I'm trying to get YouTube videos up every day. So you can hear my voice all you want. I can annoy the heck out of you constantly. It's great.
Hell yeah!
I hit 500 subscribers today.
Yeah, I saw that. Amazing. That's great.
I'm gonna start big timing you guys.
Oh, you're already big timing us, man. Every time you come on, I'm just like, oh man, this might be the last time we see him.
I'm not gonna be able to walk out of the room. Thanks. My head can't fit the door. It's gonna remodel the whole place.
And I'm Neomaster on everything, True Achievements, Xbox, and Discord. If you send me a friend request, I will go through and check them. I've been really bad about it, but feel free to do that. Thank you all for joining us. That's been episode 192. We will catch you guys next week. See you later.
Peace.